Good morning. It is one of those weird mornings. My husband commuted to work this morning, so he's not here. I got up early-ish to get bread out from the bread maker. I've already sliced it. It's 2.5 hours later, so it cooled down. I sliced it. I realized that slicing a small loaf is a little bit more like frustrating than like a full-sized bread loaf, because you get to the end very quickly and then you have to like maneuver slicing into like a tall but thin piece of something. Anyway, it's sliced and ready to go, and then I also recognized that like we have a brand new loaf of sandwich bread, so it's fine. I won't make another loaf until we actually fully run out of our sandwich bread, including that one. But what I will do is I will open today's Advent. I just saw a comment on my video from just the other day. Today, what day is today? Oh, today is the 16th. I was like, today's not the 16th. No, it is. Supporting the decision to, I had talked maybe 2 vlogs ago about using these together in a hat, where like this is like an accent color and this is acrylic yarn and this is superwash merino. You know, very two opposite ends of the spectrum of like yarn fiber and quality, etc. It is so windy. Anyway, so I saw a comment supporting that. 2 notes on that. It doesn't even have to be the gushy garter hat. Like, it doesn't have to be this hat design. I could use any hat with a fold-up brim to do the little accent at the top of the brim. Also, I did find a blanket pattern. I did find a blanket pattern to knit this, because I have 8 skeins of this chunky yarn. I did find a blanket pattern for it. Talk about repeating myself. That would be like a small throw size blanket. And it only calls for, I think, 6 skeins, so I could modify it to make it a slightly larger throw, to use the 8 skeins, no problem. But also, I have no business making plans to do another blanket project right now when I have my Advent blanket, my second Advent blanket. I have like 4 crochet or knit. I think most of them are crochet. At least 3 of them are crochet. I have 4 blanket kits that I got from Lion Brand last year to make for my 3 kids and just like an extra. Anyway. Oh, that's so pretty. Anyway, I have no business making plans for another blanket project, even if it's like a different pattern and a chunky yarn, and it would probably go so quickly. No business doing that. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. Today's yarn is so pretty. Oh my gosh. So just a recap, I guess. I say this in every vlog, but I don't assume everybody watches every vlog. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go back and watch them. Not all of them are good. But to recap, my advent is not a conventional advent. It is an advent full of scraps that I received from Natalie of Knitty Natty as a prize from a knit along. I know I said in one of the recent episodes that it was a giveaway. It was not. It was a prize from a knit along that I participated in, and my name was randomly drawn. It is scraps from her 50 states hexi blanket project, so it's not like a super cohesive fade or gradient, which is why I'm kind of separating out the yarns into like yarns that will go in my imagination quilt project, which is a crochet pattern by Mima Makes that came out recently. So I'm using some of the scraps for it and other scraps that I'm setting aside with the intention to make another imagination quilt or similar blanket. This is so pretty, and I fully think that this will go in the blanket, in the first one that I am actively already working on. Day 16 is from Tennessee. The yarn dyer is Just a Girl and Her Dog, and the colorway is Plum Island. There we go. Isn't that so nice? It's just like these really kind of diluted jewel tones. Let me have it without my fingernails in the way. It's like this kind of slightly diluted jewel tones. It's very pretty. I think that it will go very well with like the other colors of the blanket. Like for instance, no, I shouldn't have probably done that because these blocks were all in order because I had already started seaming, but that's okay. So it's a little bit darker than some of the blocks that are already in it, but I think that it will actually go really well. This is definitely, we're at a point with my advent, the scraps, that I need to lay out my gradient before I continue just working up the squares, because this is day 16 definitely does not mean it's going to be color 16 in the project. So yeah, I need to kind of pay attention to that, and I need to lay out my gradient again. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon so that I can kind of start to determine again which colors go where. Was this yesterday? This was yesterday's color. Side by side, these look actually really nice, so they might be together in the gradient. But like, for instance, certain colors, if you haven't been watching, certain colors that won't make it into the blanket are like this one is like overly neon and vibrant, and I love the color. Do not get me wrong. This is so beautiful. This is from Coven Collective in the Fade colorway. It's gorgeous, and I will use it, but not in this project because this project is like a little bit more like pastel or muted colors.